Oh, we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another 42 Level 1. I'm one of your hosts, Alistair Kennedy. Here with me, as always, the former Twilight Princess of all games, the current Twilight Princess of YouTube, the Uncharted 3 liar and denier, the man of many names, but we just call him one, Andy.
Mr. Andy Urquhart here, as always.
Can you check the sound?
I shall.
Yes, we're
The
back.
we are back. We had what, 2 weeks off?
3 nearly. I think it was 3. Because I think you had a week you needed off,
Oh my
then
God.
I had a sore head, and then last week I can't remember what happened. So last week you were having like really late dinners, and I was like, I can't do a late show tonight because you were on holiday, thinking I'm just gonna chill and have my dinner at like fucking midnight. It's weird. I nearly stopped myself swearing there because obviously I've been doing a lot of shows where I'm trying not to swear so much, but I can edit those shows, whereas this is live and it just.
Yeah, so you can tell me to fuck off anytime you want, Ali. It's fine.
No, it's last week was just a very late dinner because I remember I was sitting here and I was ready because I was playing the Clone Wars game because I had my Xbox controller through here, and do you know what's, so we'll just start. Do you know what's bad about that? It's Clone Wars Republic Heroes. It was out in the 360. It's fine, but like the problem is it's that old in PC. It was before it was properly integrated with the Xbox stuff. So like it asks you to sign in at the start, and then it takes you to a website and does all that old fashioned style stuff instead of auto sign in. So I was like, do you know what? I don't remember my Xbox password off by heart because these days I've got 1,000 and it's like autofill, so I won't bother saving. The problem with that was I got really into this game, Andy, and I played it for like the 2 hours when I was waiting, and then I was like, I'm gonna have to restart this all over again because there's no way for me to save this, and I couldn't leave it on pause because when my laptop dies it cuts out obviously. So played a bit of that. It's decent. It's not the best Star Wars game ever obviously, but put some time into that.
Never played that one. Never played it.
I think it was PS3 360 era.
Yeah.
You didn't watch Clone Wars, so it wouldn't have been exactly on your radar. But fantastic. Obviously, it's got the voice acting. The cutscenes still look great. It's more for kids because you can go. It splits the action between Anakin and Ahsoka. Obviously, if I had it on the Xbox, I'd play with Lightsaber, but it's not backwards compatible. And then you sometimes play as Obi-Wan and Plo Koon on the Separatist ship, I think. I can't remember. I can't remember where they are, but you play as those two as well. But it's just fun enough, fighting through droids and things like that. I played another PC game that I wrote a preview for. It's out now, and I'll tell you, right, I've wrote on and off for years, as you know, and I've been writing for Xbox Hub since like January. But see, doing a preview was tough because I had to write it without being opinionated. It had to just basically be. I had to try and cover the game without sounding boring, like. And it's up now in the Xbox Hub. You guys can let me know what you think of it. I really enjoyed that game, Turbo Overkill. It's on early access now in PC. It feels finished. It feels like complete. That's why it was so difficult. Because we've had beta codes and things like that before, and it's just like a small sample of the game. This was almost finished. So what it is, it's like the love child of like Quake, Duke Nukem, Doom, the old style FPS. It's got like the quickness of Quake, but it's got kind of like modern mechanics in the game. So it's got like wall running. It's got like your double jumps and things like that, which these old games didn't. So you can parkour across the city. Like in these games when they came out, like early 2000s, like Quake and stuff like that, it was very one level at a time, maybe go up a set of stairs. Whereas this is a very, very vertical game. In fact, our background looks like it. See the background me and Andy have here? Because it's very cyberpunk. You play as... The guy's name is Johnny Turbo, which is the best name for a character. And he's got a chainsaw leg, Andy, which I didn't realise at first. And you can't see it because obviously it's first person, but if you run and slide, you know, like your baseball slide, because yes, this game's got baseball slides because as I said, it's got modern FPS controls. Your chainsaw leg comes on and you can saw through hordes of enemies. And there's no story really to it. Well, there is a story, but it's like the AI's gone mad and you have to clean up your city, but the enemies feel kind of like Duke Nukem 3D enemies. The environment feels really nice. It's kind of like, fine well this wouldn't have ran back in the day. You know, like Sonic Mania how like it feels like Sonic the Hedgehog, but you know that wouldn't run on a Mega Drive. That's what this feels like. I think it's coming to Switch, Xbox, PS, and PC. So it's a fun one to get. It feels very much like an old PC game. I played it with a controller, though. Obviously, I don't like mouse and keyboard. I just don't like it. I had fun with it. It's the old get the blue key card, shoot some enemies, open the door, turn off the that sort of simplistic stuff. It's fetch quests, yes, but it's the quests are only really there in these style of shooting games to like give you something to do in the levels rather than kill things, as you know. So it doesn't really matter that it's fetch quests. The shooting's fun. It's basically get any weapon you could think of, like your double-barreled shotguns from the old style games, machine guns. It's got like a secondary fire that will fire like a burst of like energy, and I really like that.
Does it have a crossbow?
Not that I came across. I'm not going to say no because obviously I don't know. I didn't come across one.
What about a flamethrower?
Yes, it did have a flamethrower.
Oh, a flamethrower. How's the flame effects in that type of game?
As you would imagine, a pixelated low poly shooter.
like Doom.
No, do you know?
No, old Doom.
More like you know how Duke Nukem's like a.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem's a step up from Doom in graphics.
Yeah.
It's more along the Duke Nukem kind of nostalgia than, oh my god, this is Doom, because those games haven't aged well, like especially the controls and stuff, whereas this feels like the burst of nostalgia you need if you ever want to play those games, because every time I'm like, oh cool, Doom's been brought to the latest console, I'm going to buy it, and you play it and you're like, yeah, it's still Doom. And I'm not talking obviously about 2016 Doom, I'm talking about the original Doom, which was only itself a step up from Wolfenstein, Castle Wolfenstein, which was basic. This feels more kind of like Marathon, the precursor to Halo games, or like Duke Nukem, that sort of thing. But you can tell that some of the flourishes, like it's get modern, like lighting, like it really it's a nice combination. If you look up a trailer, if anyone's watching, you haven't heard of Turbo Overkill, I can highly recommend it if you're a fan of any of these games. I'm not sure the price point on it because obviously it's I got provided the code to cover it. But it is on Steam Early Access at the moment. And yeah, it was fun. I had so much fun with it, much more than I thought I would. I've got a review to do for next week, and yeah, I've played a bit of this game already.
I've got a question for you, right?
Sure. Is it about Turbo Overkill or?
No, it's not. If someone says the phrase to you, right, and this is related to something I'm looking at just now. If someone says the phrase to you, check out some of the great games coming within the next month, right? What time frame would you say that covers? Like, what
days.
date up until?
30 days.
30 days?
30
yeah, I would
days,
say.
depending.
Yeah, I would say that's apt, and I would even push that to as far as, because it's about to go into June, end of July, right? So like, because it's the next month.
So I would say
right?
yeah, and so June, that covers all of June. Yeah.
So I'm looking on the Xbox. This is on the Xbox PC app, right? And it says check out these great games coming within the next month. They have 3 games in there, only 3.
Sure.
There's definitely more games coming than that. One of them is Match Point, right, which looks like a tennis game. That's coming on the 7th of July. Fair enough. That's within about a month, just over a month from now. But like, okay, can come and go with that. I'll allow that. Then the next one is 2 Point Campus, which comes out on the 9th of August.
Yeah, that's
not
the next quarter. That's what that is.
Yeah, exactly. And then the third one is fucking Hello Neighbor 2, that has a release date of the 6th of December.
Like, yeah, that's like the next quarter or launching.
That's fucking next. That's basically next year, mate. Like, oh my god.
Right. So the next game, I've played a bit of it. It's not under NDA because you can go and play it. It's Ubisoft's. I don't know the title of it, but it's you're playing rollerblades, and it's kind of like.
Oh, I played this as well, mate. Oh my god, yeah, I hate it.
I know I've got to review it. So we'll see what my review's like. But do you know what? See if it was a real. I'll say this because obviously I'm going to write my review. If it was a real sport, I would probably watch it.
Yeah, I think this is the sort of game that it would be more fun to watch than to play as a video game. I think you're 100% right, mate. Like, what this is to me is a shit version of Rocket League for me, because Rocket League, you have the agency to drive around wherever, go after the ball, you can play defensive and whatever.
I felt it constantly slowed me down. Like, anytime I went to go up, like something, I was too slow.
Oh, it totally does. Totally does.
What it needs is the kind of, like a boost. I don't care. Like, it's fantastical anyway. You can't say I'm trying to be realistic when you're throwing a grav ball through hoops. Like, give me a boost so I can go up the high bits, and like, because even the momentum doesn't feel enough so far. But I'm going to test it out a bit more. My review's not due for a week, but it's on Game Pass already, so.
It's the level as well. The level is just like it's just a loop, like an oval loop, and you just have to go round and round and round and round and round and round, and like that's it made me dizzy, honestly. Like just going round in a fucking circle over and over and over again.
I tried the play park thing as well, where it's you socialise, but you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You just skate around each other. Like, see if it had a point system like Tony Hawk's in that mode, fine. So
and the controls in that mode, like it doesn't feel that smooth. Like compared to like Tony Hawk or something like that, like Tony Hawk feels nice and smooth. Everything's very responsive, and like your tricks and everything like that are good because that's the type of game it is. In this one, like it just feels a bit too clunky, I think. So I don't like it at all. It's like for me, it's shit Rocket League. Like just play Rocket League instead. It's a free game though, isn't it?
yeah, it's free.
So like it's free. You might as well try it.
Yeah.
Mark and Ian both really liked it, but I hated it.
I wasn't a fan the first time I tried it, but that was before I had it for review. So it's getting covered anyway. There's some parts of it could have potential, like if they change some things. I would say like it needs to be faster, and you need to be able to get more momentum. Like change the physics. I don't want those realistic rollerblade physics in a game like this. I want to be able to go flying up the ramps and backflip and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So. Whereas I found myself just going up halfway. It felt more like the skate physics, which are like realistic skating physics, but it's designed to look like Overwatch, and it's a mix between Quidditch and Rocket League. Like there, you've basically read my review. But the game that I want to talk about, the game that on everybody's lips just now, Andy, is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because and it's very difficult for me not to call it Fallen Order Survivor or Fallen Order 2 because. Of course, Star Wars Jedi, it's been a series for ages, you know, like Jedi, Dark Forces, Dark Force 2 and stuff like that, Jedi, Dark Knight. But like Star Wars Jedi, I just knew it was Fallen Order, that's what everyone called it. So it's always been Fallen Order 2 or Fallen Order Survivor as it was rumoured, and now it's Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I like the Fallen Order title. Fallen Order Survivor made sense. But anyway, the trailer didn't give much away. It's Cal Kestis again, obviously. Makes sense. Cameron Monaghan, like, they need to get him in a show. I don't think it's going to be Kenobi, but he could show up in Andor. There's a moment in the Andor trailer, because obviously we just did Star Wars Celebration, where there's a hooded character with Cameron Monaghan's kind of swagger that he has. If you've ever seen him in, like, The American Shameless or Gotham, he walks with a kind of, like, swagger almost, and it looked like him. If you rewatch that trailer, you'll see it. But I'm doing a video on it for the Star Wars YouTube because there's a part in the trailer where he goes up to I don't want to get into it. Just watch my video on it because like everybody's wrong about it. They're saying it's a cloning.
If it's in the trailer, like you can talk about it. It's not a spoiler.
Oh right, okay. So like
it's a trailer.
The trailer, Cal walks up to. Everyone's saying it's a cloning tank. And, oh, is it Starkiller? Oh, it's a clone of Cal. It's not a cloning tank. It's not a cloning tank. It's a Bacta tank like Luke was in. And
yeah.
Because, and the reason that you know the difference is because see when you see the clones in Camino and you see the clones in anything in Star Wars, they're in sort of like egg-shaped floaty tubes. This is a total sort of chamber and the guy's got the breathing mask on, which means they've been injured. I've got a theory on who it may be. But that's what my whole video is about, so I'll discuss it there. But I'll tell you this, it's not Starkiller. So all these people saying it's Starkiller, it can't be Starkiller because this game's canon, and the guy doesn't look like Sam Witwer either, and they're not going to recast Starkiller. So I'll tell you now, it's not him, and I would be the first one to get excited about it being Starkiller. It is not.
I mean, it could be some other Jedi or something.
It is another Jedi.
I would assume it is some other Jedi. I haven't even seen the trailer for that. Like,
it is another Jedi, but. My theory, as I was thinking...
Who do you think it is, then? Who do you think it is?
Watch my video. Not Starkiller. No, my whole video is going to be based around it. Like, I want that to be good. I don't want folk watching
there's your teaser. You can go watch Ali's video once he puts up.
It's someone with Cal's met before. Put it that way. I can tell you once the show's off. But like, it's exciting because... They've decided that, and this is what I said to you, Andy, didn't I? Said, if it's this year, it's cross-gen, and I said, if it's next year, it's next-gen, or current-gen. And I'm glad, but I'm not glad because I wanted it this year because I've got a pretty empty year for gaming now. Star Wars is next year, next gen only, or current gen, sorry. And I'm glad because it will look a lot better. And I think I might pick it up on PS5 for this one because of haptics. Because in the interview, the guy said that the haptics are very interesting on the PS5. And I think Xbox are far too slow in the uptake on haptic feedback. I really wanted an Elite controller by now. The Elite 3 is due. It needs to come out with haptics. So
I think we'll see. I think we'll see that this year.
We need to. If we do, then it'll maybe change my mind because I've got a lot of my Star Wars games on my Xbox. But so and talking about that, and this is going to segue into your game as well. Obviously, talking Star Wars. I've been playing Fallen Order. I've finished this game when it came out, but I've just been mopping up like achievements and collectibles and things that I never got the first time. I did start a New Game Plus. It was very disappointing because New Game Plus, the whole point is make it harder and carry over all your abilities. This carries over no abilities, no skill points. All it carries over is your lightsaber colours and your costumes. And I'm like, why? Like, the whole point in New Game Plus, and like, I read an interview with the guy and he basically said, oh, it's so that people still enjoy the game. But it's like, but we've enjoyed the game. You can only get New Game Plus if you complete it. The whole fun in New Game Plus is extra difficulty, and you give me all the powers from the start, so I don't need to come back to planets at the end to pick up stuff. Like, just let me run through the game and fight harder versions of bosses. No, they didn't do that. And like, I've been picking apart the game. It was a brilliant game, but see, the map is awful. One of the worst maps in a video game I've ever tried.
Terrible map, because that's a 3D map, isn't it?
3D map, and
fucking awful.
It doesn't allow you to put checkpoints down. Like, so sometimes, like, especially just now when I'm trying to find stuff, it's like, okay, I need to go there, and I'm constantly having to get this map up, and I'm like, how do I get there? And like, you can't figure it out because you can zoom in, zoom out, and tilt it.
No, you can't work out.
I have no idea how to work it out. So they need to fix that. Like, I need to put checkpoints down. I think they need bigger areas as well. Because see, revisiting this game, and don't get me wrong, this is ripping into a game that's coming up to 4 years old now. Do you know what I mean? 3 years this year. It's small. It's very small. Like, well, it's not that small, but it's like, it needs to be a bit more open. I'm not talking that we need an open world game by any means.
Elden Ring. All games should be Elden Ring.
No, because there was open world before that. It just copied Dark Souls. So like, no, but a bit more exploration without being confined, because that game really, really likes it when it gives you a narrow space. You know, which is cool the first time you do it because the graphics look really good when you're going along like a wall that's like water running down it or whatever. But see, by the third time in the same cave when you're going, when you need to go back out of it, just really annoying. The lightsaber, like the force powers look weak as well. Like his arms are kind of almost ragdoll by themselves because sometimes you'll use your force power and his arm will just randomly go like this. So like compared to Force Unleashed, which is an even older game, like the force powers are crap in it. And I know Starkiller's more powerful, but they had a better force engine in that than they do in this. Besides that, I'm looking forward to it. I'm playing through that on my completed campaign, just exploding. That was just the normal mode, but I'm playing it through on like extra hard mode, Jedi Master, and really it's not that difficult. It's hard. It's harder. Like you have to take situations more cautiously. Like you can't just run in and like kill everyone. But this is the thing. I would have loved to play through it in Jedi Master mode with all my skills carried across. I didn't want to start again. But oh look, you can already use your purple lightsabers. But I want to use my dual lightsabers that I unlocked in the last 5 minutes, which was another problem with the game. When you finish the game, like on the last levels, when you get your last powers, like force pull, like you get your double lightsaber that you can separate, and it's like, but I'm only using this for the last planet. Like, what's the point?
Well, I mean, that does make sense, right? Because like he's just powering up and he's just powerful.
Why can't I do it in New Game Plus?
I 100% agree with you there, though. That's dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. What's like? I don't really get the point in New Game Plus at all. Like,
I do if you want to replay a game, you still get secrets you want to mop up, and you want a bigger challenge. Because if you really like the game, that's how you play it. That's why people do it.
I mean, I get it, but like once I've beat a game, I'm done.
That's you
Like
though,
that's
but
that.
not everyone's you. Lots of people love
Like
New Game
I
Plus. It's
will,
very
I
popular.
will go, I will go back and I will mop up collectibles and like challenges or whatever now and again. But like, I don't want to play through the entire game again. Fuck
That's
that.
fine. You don't need to. That's why there's options there. So Andy in the
Yeah,
minority here, but most folk, when they like a game, sometimes want to revisit it, like I often do. And a New Game Plus mode for this would have been really nice, and it's just not there. So I've just been playing that. I went back to Knights of the Old Republic because they announced Knights of the Old Republic 2. The cool thing about this is, obviously, you know that the Knights of the Old Republic on Switch is a remaster. It's not a remake, but it's a remaster that
yeah,
didn't come out on the,
Kotor, yeah,
it didn't come out in other consoles. It
yeah.
just came out in Switch. Knights of the Old Republic 2 is the same, and they're adding DLC, because what happened with the first one was made by BioWare, as you know. It was the building blocks of Mass Effect, and it shines in Mass Effect that started as a Star Wars game. And Knights of the Old Republic 2 came out a year later, and how did they manage that, you might ask? Well, it's because it wasn't made by BioWare. The second one was made by another studio called Obsidian, who are very good at what they do as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So a year for them is like 5 years for a normal studio, because these are the guys that made Fallout New Vegas in 1 year, and Fallout 3 in a
Well,
year.
they would have been working on that probably
They
whilst
weren't.
BioWare was working on the
They,
other one.
they,
Surely they
weren't.
must have been.
They weren't. There's plenty of history videos you can study up on. But Obsidian are the masters of get it done in 12 months. They done it. The problem is that they had to cut content to reach that point. And it was available on PC, right? But they're officially releasing the cut content as DLC later on for the game, which means they're adding back in conversation. I've never played KOTOR 2, but they're adding in the conversations that were cut. They're adding in an extended ending, like all these cool things coming to it for free as well. And it's pretty cheap, like it's £15 for this game. And it looks, because I tried to play Knights of the Old Republic, or KOTOR as Andy likes to be hip hop and call it, on the Xbox because it's back compat, but it does not look very nice on the Series X. Like it doesn't have any boosts. This is a optimized version, and it looks far better on like Switch OLED or standard Switch anyway. So I'm trying to make my way through it because it's a short-ish RPG. You're looking at 20 hours, and I've never finished it. So
This is the one though this is getting remade as well, is it not?
it's years away, man. Like years.
But I mean, it is getting remade. Like
yes, but it's not. It's a whole new version of it, so that it's canon. If you know what I mean, it's not this version. So it'll be a different game. It'll be not basically what it'll be is like more like Mass Effect, which will be fucking phenomenal. If you can imagine something looking like Mass Effect Andromeda or better, put it this way.
I'll just wait and play that version. I think.
Well, you can, but Mass Effect 4 is going to come out soon, within the next 2 years, from what I've been reading. So you're looking at 3-4 years for this anyway. So you're looking at, what, 2026, I would say, for Knights of the Old Republic.
I guarantee it comes out before that. I bet you this comes out next year. This probably comes out before Mass Effect.
It absolutely won't, because
It does.
it won't. You're often wrong in your predictions, and here's yet another one. But this one, I've never finished this one, even though I love the comics and all of that era. I've never finished the game. And I really should play them because I dip in and out of the Old Republic PC game, as you know, Andy, which the story in that's good. It actually follows KOTOR 1 and 2. So every time I play it, I'm like, I really just need to finish the story. Don't get me wrong, I'll play the remake as well, but I just want to finish these ones. And then the Switch is probably the best way. I would say the best way to do it now because it's the nicest version. Obviously, you could probably mod it and stuff in PC, but if you just wanted a simple version to buy, this one over the Xbox, because the Xbox is just the original Xbox version, and it hasn't held up graphically one bit. Don't get me wrong, the combat's dated in it, dated to fuck, like even more so than original Mass Effect, but the story's still there, and yeah, I like that time period. So I'm going to work my way through it. I'm further now than I was before, and Nelson's going to jump back into it and play Fallen Order as well, because we were speaking the other night, and he says he needs to finish that too for KOTOR. So hopefully we can help each other, because I said to him, as I say to you as well, I don't like looking these things up. Like, I could have looked up a guide and found it, but KOTOR definitely doesn't hold your hand. It's like, here's a city. Great. There's like 100 lifts. There's like the underground. Where do I need to go next? Is it on the map? Nope. Speak to people. But not everyone's the right person. Are they highlighted? No. Speak to the right person. And I'm like, so I'll wait to see if Nelson plays it. I think this might be the first one that I might, even if I just look up as who do I speak to forward my quest. Sometimes I need that. It's not like combat and stuff I'm struggling with. It's literally who the fuck's the person that's going to forward the main quest, because you need to get off the first planet to get your lightsaber. And I don't have that yet. And lastly, I did play a bit more of Lego Star Wars, because they added some DLC that added, I think it was 3 new ships, 3 new of the big ships, and I love fighting them. I really want to buy one, but they're so expensive. Like, there's the Death Star and stuff you can fly about in, but they're like 6 million credits. Like, you can buy the Death Star and fly it about as a ship. So, like, I've unlocked 2 of them, and basically what you have to do is clear out each, you know, this, obviously we can talk about your experiences, but you clear out the space above each planet, and there's like the starfighter kind of battles, and once you've completed that, you've ticked all the boxes, then a big ship will zoom in like a capital ship, and you have to kind of fight the fighters and shoot the guns, and then you have to board the ship and shoot everybody on it and beat the boss, quote unquote. It's Lego, so it's not really too hard. And then at that point, it's like, do you want to buy it? It's like, yeah, I do. And it's like, okay, give us 6 million credits. And I'm like, no, I'll just accept the fact I can't own this just now. And besides that, I didn't really play too much. I had the PlayStation on for a bit. That's because I was starting Fallen Order there as well. For some reason, I wanted to play it there as well. Because I played an Xbox. So I'm playing through my completion run on the Xbox, and I was playing through my master mode version on PlayStation. Why not?
So you're playing it twice on 2 different consoles.
I really like the game. To me, it's part of the Star Wars story now, so why not? Like, it's just like watching the Star Wars story again. Like, talking of that, I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we were meant to be doing shows, but I changed my format of it. We're going to do one later, but I've watched it 5 times now, each episode. And I realised I was in too deep. One day with Andy, I was telling Andy I was translating the Arabesh language from the show, which you've seen in Star Wars before. And he says, oh, cool, you're doing an Easter egg video? And I was like, nope. And then I went, I should have said yes, because then I would be less weird. But and then I got annoyed with a spelling mistake. They made a spelling mistake in the wanted poster. And they spelt offences wrong. They used an S instead of a C. Right. So I was like,
is that maybe how they spell it in America or something?
I thought that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was quite I was quite like, I wouldn't have did that.
Americans can tell us in the comments, how do you spell
offences with an S or a C? Because I know sometimes it's different.
Yeah.
For me, it's a C. Offence is a CE.
Oh, yeah. Offences. I would say a C as well.
So when I translated it, I was like, I knew it was that. But yeah, I like the show. Like, I've got my first thoughts. What I'm doing for that is on a Wednesday, because it's out tomorrow morning. Can't wait. So I watch it, and the minute the credits roll, I push record on the camera and just spew out whatever comes out. And once all 6 have been out, me and Andy are going to do a special covering it as a whole, because I think that's fair to do to Kenobi. I think Andor is going to be more a weekly sort of one, because I think we're going to get some more filler episodes and more episodic style stuff than a 6 episode limited series that it's clearly just all going to, I don't think we're going to get filler. We might get one episode with a backstory or whatever, but it's not going to, if you view it as a whole, it's going to be completely different as week to week. Whereas like Mandalorian, you can't really view it as a whole. It's this episode's good, that episode's bad. Like, it didn't have an overall story, whereas with Obi-Wan, the whole thing's going to be a complete story in my mind anyway. So it came up last minute, and like I said to Andy, nope, change my mind again. This is what we're doing, and it's going to work better this way. Weekly for Andor, which isn't August anyway, so we're fine. But yes, talking of Star Wars, talking of Lego, Andy, you've been playing Lego Star Wars 2, haven't you?
I did play Lego Star Wars, and I finished it as well.
Oh well, it's not too long. It's not too long.
It's not that long, no. Like, and what I mean by finished it, I did not 100% it. I completed I completed all of the levels. I got the credit. This is what I mean. So this game is a weird one, right? Because like, I used to love the Lego games and played them a lot. A hell of a lot.
You sickened yourself of them when you were doing your platinum runs, remember?
Yeah, so like, I mean, I've got 14 Lego platinums, which includes multiple versions of some of the Lego games, and like, it's not like these trophies auto popped or anything like that if you imported saves or anything. These were all like, I played the game on the PS3, and then I got the PS4 version and I played it on the PS4. Did the whole thing again, like Lego Movie video game. That one, I did both of those. And I mean, each of these games was like somewhere between 20 and 40 hours, right? To complete 100%. Now this game to platinum it is between 70 and 90 hours.
Easily.
And I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm sorry, but
See,
like, no.
I normally wouldn't do that sort of thing, and I bought this physical so I could trade it. But see, because I didn't do the side quests as I played it, and I'm assuming you didn't do too many of them either. See, going back as my favourite characters to the planets and doing different missions, I'm really enjoying it. Like, just a wee 5-10 minute here and jumping out. Like, even giving Lexi a controller and jumping in, and I'm doing a mission and she's ruining everything for me. I'm really liking doing that, and I want to unlock all 300 odd characters. I like what I loved about it was the mechanics. The whole new engine really felt really nice because I've been jumping between the old Star Wars Lego games and this. Even the Force Awakens feels dated next to this one, but I understand why you wouldn't want to because this is like twice the size of a normal Lego game to finish. However, the one criticism I have is the actual main story missions are very short, like compared to the actual length to 100% everything. Like if you start like Phantom Menace, you can be done within an hour or two, not even.
Yeah.
And sometimes because they've tried to avoid the scenes that were done in the old Lego games, they've took parts that aren't always as fun to play sections of the movie, or they don't really make sense as a story in the game. They're just kind of scenes from the movie that they haven't used already.
There is a good reason for that. Hey, Ibrahim in the chat saying hello. How do you spell offences? You can tell us, how do you spell
Did you
offences?
invite someone to spell offences?
No, I didn't. But while he's here, he can tell us. But yeah. So there's a good reason why that is for this game, and the problem with it is that they already made Lego Star Wars games based on these movies
No, I
that
know.
already used all of the fun parts of the levels. So now they've tried to use different parts or make the levels different from what they did before, and they've had to do it deliberately that way, and it's made it less fun. Like, so this game, Star Wars Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, none of those levels are as fun as the ones
7.
in the original trilogy.
7.
Or even in the complete Saga one. The
7.
7 one's a bit different because I think they've done a better job with that because they've condensed that a little bit because that game was too long for what it was, because it was like, it's a 40-hour game based on a 2-hour movie. Like, that's just nonsense.
Do you think, and I know you weren't a fan of Clone Wars and Rebels, I was really disappointed that we didn't see Rebels DLC even though the characters were in it. We didn't see Clone Wars DLC even though the characters were in it, like story missions. Could you see like because it sold so well, a story pack coming out where it's actual new story events covering Clone Wars and Rebels? And you can't say it's just because it's the Skywalker saga, because we've got Solo characters in there already and Rogue One, which is separate from Skywalker.
So they already made a Clone Wars video game, Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, but they
The
already
Clone
made
Wars.
Lego the complete saga, so they could do what
I
they've done.
know.
They could do what they've done there. And
I feel like that would suffer from the same problem. Rebels though
it would not
never
suffer
been.
from the same problem. I'll tell you
Yeah,
why.
Rebels
I'll
would
tell
be
you.
perfect.
I'll tell you why Clone Wars wouldn't suffer, because they made it when Series 4 was out. There's been
Right.
5, 6, 7, 3 seasons
Okay, I mean,
after.
yeah, they could
But
do that, but
Rebels 100%. Like, you've got 4, 5
Rebels,
seasons
yeah,
of
100%.
Rebels, and it's
Yeah.
never been touched by Lego. So why not just? I would happily pay like nearly full price if you bundled that together and gave me like another few hours of content with new planets and stuff. I think they'd be silly not to. But here's my second question, because it was a double-barreled question. Do you think that because it sold so well, they will probably rather just repurpose the engine and bundle those two together as like its own game this year, next year, maybe? Do you know? Because it could sell either way.
Maybe because they could do like Lego Star Wars, like, I don't know, like Fringe Tales or whatever. I don't know what they call it, but
It's
because
canon.
then,
It's 100% canon.
well, no, but like you could put
They
in
could
like
call it the animated
Mando.
adventures.
You could put in Mando. You could put in Obi-Wan, like stuff from all these things.
Oh yeah,
You could have all those in.
they could just call it like the shows. They would have to have a name for it.
They'd come up with some sort of name for it or whatever. But the Lego Star Wars, the Outer Rim. There you go. There's your title. They could call it that.
I've loved Star Wars since I've been like 5, 6, and every time someone says the Outer Rim, just the little boy in my head still laughs at it. Like, you flew into the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
So
but,
anyway, what did you think of like as a whole, like the ships, the because obviously it's a brand new engine, and you're a bigger Lego Star Wars fan than me, but
I don't think they should have bothered with the engine, honestly.
Oh,
The
yeah.
engine's got problems, big problems.
None.
The old engine never had.
What were
Right.
the problems, Andy, that you had?
Problems are right. They're big problems. See when you're, and this is the fucking most annoying thing in this game. See when you're switching between characters, it
Far
takes
better
too
than the
long.
old ones. No,
It
it
takes too
doesn't.
long.
Have you
It
played
does.
the old games? You have to be next to the person to swap characters. You can swap at any
Yeah, that's
point in
fine.
this
You go,
game.
boop, boop. But
Nonsense.
in this one, it takes far too long
Nonsense.
for it to go.
This is not a valid point because
So,
you can
the
be on
other
the other
one.
side of the level and swap. Seeing the old games because I've been
Oh
playing
my
them
god,
recently, you can be here.
the AI. See the computer AI for your companion. Fuck him. He's a dick. Absolute dick. He is like, it's as if you're playing with a 2-year-old child who is just standing staring at the fucking wall because you're playing a game, you're going along, you're getting up to like, right, I need to go and press this button over here. Right, that's fine. This is a two-person button thing. Right, cool. I'll swap to the other guy. He's not quite there. You swap back to him and like he's fucking away back at the beginning of the level, and you've got to run for 5 minutes because he didn't bother his ass to follow you. Like that's badly programmed. The guy should be like right up next to you. Like he should be like right around you, and he should be right there, and he isn't, and it's stupid. Because see in the older games, do you know what the AI did? If you stood on a button, they would fucking go and stand on the button. Like
No,
you
not
wouldn't
all.
even be
This is
talking to
not
him.
true because
Anyway,
no. This is Andy with fake memories because I've recently played these games because I never finished them, and it's not true. The
no,
AI.
maybe not Lego Star Wars, right? But like I'm talking just Lego games.
Oh, name one because I've just bought like every one of them in the sale last month, and I've been playing every one with Lexi. What one did you
So
specifically?
many of them.
What
Like
one? Just any?
Lego Movie does it.
No,
Lego
that's
Movie.
definitely not true because I
Definitely.
several times
Lego
get
Movie.
stuck in that. So no,
But anyway,
I disagree. I think the mechanics for that have always been sucky. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying that that's unchanged.
it bugged me so much. And the other thing, right, and like I don't understand why this is in like current gen super fast SSDs and shit. So see when you fast travel around and like you know the within a level, there's like little like speeder things you can go onto, and you like travel to like this area, yeah.
What do you mean, like the
Like
taxis
like
and stuff?
say in Coruscant you've
Yeah.
got the taxis like the speeder taxis. So you go on one of them and you fast travel, and then it like puts you in the scene and it shows you the scene, and then your guy like walks into the scene. You can't control him until he gets to like here, like in the middle of the screen, and then you can control him. It just takes far too long. There's no need for it. It should be much faster. It should be like that. Your fast travel should be fast, and it isn't. That really bugs me. But yeah, I think the biggest issue with it is the fact that there's not a lot of fun in the first 6 of the levels, which is not good. So if it takes you that long to get to the fun part, like oh my god, I think they did a much better job. 7's okay, and I think 8 and 9 are great. Like what they've done in 8 and 9 is perfect because, and which is daft because like those are two of the weaker movies, but they've done the best job with making them into video games because they've never touched them as a video game before. So it's all new content, and they've been able to do new, fun, cool things with it, and it feels fresh to play. Whereas all the other ones, like you're like I've played this before, and I've played a better version of it that was more fun. And also, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, what there was no voice acting in the original ones, was there?
No, it was all
No.
mumble mode.
Yeah, mumbles. Now in this one, they've got voice acting, but it isn't the voice acting from the movies.
No, but it's better.
Some,
Do you know why? Because it's the actors from the Clone Wars that they've hired, which is a genius move instead of random people for true fans of Star Wars to enjoy.
so you might know more about it. Why
I
did they
do.
not use the movie clips?
Because they wanted to re-record fresh lines with the Clone Wars cast.
Right, no, I get the fresh lines, but when they used direct lines, why didn't they just use the movie lines?
No one asked because everyone thought it was cool that they were bringing back the Clone Wars cast.
So I didn't like that. I would have much rather just had the movie lines in there.
You're the
That would
only
have been fine.
person to say that because see here in the if you'd watched 7 years worth of Clone Wars, you would understand. It's so cool to hear Obi-Wan is Matalona. It was so cool to hear like all the biggest gripe isn't that. The biggest gripe is that the DLC characters like Ahsoka doesn't have any lines.
Well, I mean that's dumb as fuck as
Stupid.
well.
Like why? Every character there's
yeah.
a cool moment. If you get like Boba Fett and Jango Fett together, they'll say something. But if you put like Ahsoka next to Anakin, nothing. No, she doesn't speak at all. Same for the Bad Batch.
That's a shame. It feels like a missed opportunity.
100%
But
it's missed.
I mean, the game isn't bad, right? It's like I didn't like it as much as any of the older Lego games. I didn't like it as much as any of the older Lego Star Wars games.
Simply the best Lego game available.
the best Lego game available is Lego Lord of the Rings.
No,
Like,
this
it's the best one. It is.
And The Hobbit.
No, The Hobbit
100%.
is not as good as Lord of the Rings. But anyway, like the game is still fun, but I feel like there's just so much grind in there, like to go and collect all the shit as well.
It's
Like it's
not
too
really
much.
grindy. Andy, you're viewing this with blurred vision. Like,
Too much.
have you played any of the older games in the last 2 years? No, is the answer. No, is the
No,
answer. Right,
no,
so I've
definitely not.
played them in the last few weeks. There's more of a grind in those because you've got like 1,000 different coloured bricks. In this, you've got your mini
Yeah,
kits, your gold bricks, and then you've obviously got
yeah.
your characters. That's much less of a grind than,
But
right, you need your blue bricks. You need your...
That's pretty much all you ever had in the old games, though. You had to
No, it's
collect
not.
gold bricks.
Andy,
There was
again, I'm
gold
telling
bricks.
it's not. There's so much more in those games. Your foggy memory is doing you a disservice here, my friend. You're completely misremembering games that you don't want to remember.
I've got 14 Lego Platinums. I'll have you know, Ali.
And you
Almost
can't
all of
remember.
them.
And it doesn't matter
Almost
because
all
your
of them.
mind can't remember them.
Gold bricks.
Yeah.
Gold
Yeah.
bricks
I
you had
once
to
shat
collect.
my trousers, but I haven't done that in a while
And
either.
that's it.
Do you know what I
Gold
mean?
bricks and characters. That was your two collectibles, and you could
No,
unlock
there's more.
red bricks.
You're wrong. There's more.
Like so, this game doesn't have a red brick system in it, does it?
It's just the clear brick. That's it. Just the clear.
Yeah, it's just the kyber brick things, which I don't really like those either. But
Why? Why do you not like them? Just
I
for the
don't know.
sake of not liking them.
I just didn't like them. I also
Yeah,
didn't like
boo.
it anytime when you collected a mini kit or a kyber brick or whatever it's called. Like he would do a stupid like fireworks would go off, and he's like,
brilliant.
yeah. Fucking hate it. Like it stops the game. Like just let me collect it and move on. Like stop pausing the game for me. I want
Says the
to
guy
just
that
keep
spent
moving.
like 200 hours in Elden Ring. Like, I want to hurry up and finish this.
160 hours, and I
Far too
loved
long,
every
man.
single
If I
second,
spent
man.
if I
Oh.
spent 50 hours in Elden Ring, I'd burn my console. So anyway, so you didn't
But-
like Lego.
I didn't like it that much, but it's all right. It was worth a playthrough. It wasn't that long. Like it maybe took me, I don't know, 10 hours or something like that to play through the story, which is fine. I just didn't want to do any of the other stuff that was in there that you could do. The side quests and stuff like that. I didn't feel rewarded for any of them that I did at all. None of them. So I did not bother. I even went after I completed the game. I'm like, cool. I'll look at the trophies now. And then I looked through and I'm like, fuck this. I went and looked how long to platinum it. Like up to 90 hours. Nope, not doing that.
I don't care about the trophies. I just want to collect all the characters. That's my plan.
Yeah. But even that would take a long time, I think, to go and fulfill all the conditions and buy them all and whatnot. And there's no like the problem with this one, like the studs, like you were saying about not being able to buy the ships and stuff and that because you don't have enough. Well, I mean, they're studs, but like you call them credits. Is that what they call them in this? I didn't even realize that. Are they not just calling them studs, or do they call them credits?
No one called them credits.
Yeah,
You've just made
studs,
that
right,
up.
okay. You said credits.
No, I didn't.
Fact check earlier on in the episode. You said credits because it was 6 million credits. You said
Fact check it and write it down.
you said it. Like go back and look. But no, like 6 million studs, say right for a ship. So is there any way for you to speed up the process of collecting the studs?
Yeah, you can just the easiest way of doing it is like unlocking your 2 times studs, then 4 times studs as your abilities. And then once you do that, you just do the Death Star run a couple of times because there's millions, so you could cheese it that way.
I don't like it being abilities. I like it as being like red bricks because the red bricks you had to go
But it's
find them,
enhancing it.
collect them,
It's like
and then you
it's an RPG
bought
level up system. It's improving it.
yeah, and then you bought them. It was the same, but then you bought them and then
So
you
if
could
it's the same,
equip
what's your
them.
problem? They've just renamed
I
it.
don't like the way they've packaged it.
Do you know what?
Don't
Build
like
a
it.
bridge and get over yourself. It's the best Lego Star Wars game. It's the best Lego game, and it's the best game I've played this year.
Oh my god, no, definitely not. It's a weak game for me with lots of problems, lots of stuttering as well. Like so many
You played the
frame
PlayStation
frame
version.
drops.
Did you play the
Frame
PlayStation
drop.
version?
Yeah, PlayStation 5 version, yeah. Like
PS4
it should
discs,
be
man.
like.
And
Well,
none
yeah,
of
but it's
this,
a PS5
see all these
version.
issues you ever have with games, they're made up so that you can justify not liking it. Because not once have I seen these reported. The only issue that I seen on the way before the patch was that there was a glitch where you couldn't finish a level, right? That was it. See all these things that you're pulling out of the woodwork saying, I did this. See the amount of times Elden Ring crashed for me and I didn't shit all over it for that? I just said it as it is. It was a bad game. It wasn't fun. And you're just like, no, the game's totally broken. No, it's not doing this. I finished it in
didn't say
10
it's
hours, but it
broken.
took too long.
I didn't say it's broken.
It
I
took
just said
too
it's
long,
I just
and
said
you
it's
finished
not.
it. You completed it in 10 hours.
Yeah, I just said it's not that good a game.
Nonsense coverage. You're the Piers Morgan of video games. You know that.
No, I just said it's not that good a game. Like, if you have a choice between playing this and Lego Lord of the Rings, play Lord of the Rings.
No,
Lord of the
don't,
Rings is
because
good.
it's not. Andy doesn't remember. He hasn't played it in the last 5 years. He doesn't remember. He
I
hasn't
put
played the
40
old
hours
systems.
into it.
He doesn't realise how slow it is because you have to walk nose to nose with a character to swap. The levels are all tiny. It's all small. Doesn't look as nice. No, absolute nonsense. Pure filth. Talk about another game. You're not allowed to talk about Lego Star Wars.
But yeah, I finished Lego Star Wars. I don't need to ever play it again. It was a good, and I will say this: it was a good buffer game
No, it's too late.
in between me playing Elden Ring and then now going back onto Horizon Forbidden West, which is what I'm playing now.
The most boring
I,
open world game ever created by man. The second one.
after I finished Elden Ring though, I did complete unpacking. I don't think I spoke about it on the show.
You did.
I don't think I spoke about finishing it though, but like it was quite a short game, and it should have been a touch game, like mobile touch game. But yeah, so I'm back on Horizon, and Horizon is like, it's a weird game because like I love Aloy, right? Aloy, I think, is a great character and really well written, brilliantly voice acted.
Disagree. Everything about her is terrible, boring, predictable, unexciting.
Oh, no. Aloy's fucking cool. Aloy's fucking cool. I don't care what you say. She's cool.
Glitches everywhere.
The problem,
too slow to do anything.
You haven't played this game.
I know. I've seen videos of it. I can tell it's like the first one. It's more of the first one.
You haven't played it.
More of the first one, and I finished it.
Let me fucking talk about it, right? So like this game though, what I'm finding is that it's not as engaging as the first game.
The first one wasn't engaging.
First one was amazing. I fucking loved it. But this game is not as engaging as that, so it's not as good, honestly. And I think part of the problem is the characters that you run into, like, they're very forgettable. All of the characters, just like apart from Aloy. No, the first game had memorable characters. I couldn't tell you the names right now. No, but it's been fucking what, 5 years? I can't remember that.
I haven't seen Rogue One since it was at cinema. I can name 5 characters in it.
How many times have you seen it though? At least 10.
Yeah, but because 10. It's worth watching again.
All right, let's see. I've watched Rogue One twice. How many characters could I name from it? There's Jyn Erso.
That's only because you just bought a figure of her.
Yeah, Jyn Erso. There is Cassian Andor.
That's only because the show's coming out. You're cheating.
And I don't know any of the other ones.
Does that not prove the point though? You can name characters from that, but you can't name any outside of Aloy from Horizon, which you said is a brilliant game.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Horizon 1 is great, but I mean that one is because there's a TV show coming out for one guy, and I bought a figure for another one.
But you said they were memorable. You used the words. It's not memorable like the first game, so I'm asking you, what's the place that Aloy was brought up called? What's her tribe called? In the first?
What's her tribe called? Oh fuck, what is it called? I can't even remember.
Remember how it's memorable though. So, what was the guy that was her father called? Because he's quite a big part.
I don't know what his father or
so
he's in it for like 5 minutes.
It in fact turns out not to be that memorable for a huge fan like yourself.
But no, the gameplay mechanics in that are fun. I'm currently at a bit where I have to go and kill a thing called a tremor tusk, which is basically a giant fucking elephant.
Walking for about 5 minutes between 2 campfires with very little to do in between.
Well, no, because what I discovered is you can get mounts in this game, and you have to basically like override one of the machines. No. But I'm not saying like it's any different.
It was memorable, Andy. It's either memorable or it isn't memorable.
Like, forget about the first game. I'm talking about the second game.
It was so memorable.
But anyway, the second game, right? So, I didn't have a mount when I started back into the game because my mount must have died at some point. So I had to go and get a new mount. So I got a normal mount, and then this mount got killed in a fight. So I had to get another one, and I found one that's like, it's like a fucking big rhino. So I'm riding around this giant rhino, and the vibration on it is cool because it feels heavier. Like, they've done a good job with like the haptics on it, because like the vibration on this rhino looking thing is heavier than on the horse looking thing. It's very hard to describe, but like feels heavier when you're using it on the rhino. But the rhino is terrible in combat as well. Doesn't really do anything. It will sort of attack things and then it'll just end up fucking dying. And it's like, hello, save me. And you're too busy fighting things. You're like, you're just gonna die. And I'll get a new one of you later. But see, when you've got your mount dies, you can't call a mount to you. So you have to go and find something that you can mount on. and then put your stick up its bum, basically, to override it. That's how you override it. It's like a fucking Avatar.
Yeah, you had to do that in the first one. Kind of
Yeah, it's
had
the
the
same.
magic stick.
Your magic stick thing, yeah. But yeah, I'm liking the game, but I'm not loving it. The boss that I'm stuck on, this Tremotusk thing, it's fucking annoying, man. It reminds me actually of Elden Ring, but it's frustrating because it's shooting these like sort of big purple lasers at me, and it's firing down like 3 at a time, and they've got like they hit the ground, they go boom, and they sort of come at you, and you can sort of dodge them sometimes, but like the the dodge mechanics in this are not as good as the ones in Elden Ring. So like, see if you're dodging, you're not invincible. Like in Elden Ring, if you're in a dodge roll, you're invincible. Or in like Dark Souls and stuff like that, if you're in a dodge roll, you're basically invincible. And in this game, you're not. So like, if you're rolling and it hits you, like it fucking hits you. And like this thing kills me in one hit, like every time. So I can get its health down to like halfway, like even a quarter maybe. And then if it hits an attack on me, like I'm dead. It's very annoying because it takes a wee while to get it down because it's a fucking big elephant thing. So I've gone away from that, and I'm just going back and doing some of the side quests and stuff to try and level up a wee bit. Which, like, I've been enjoying the side quests actually. Doing those, they've been quite fun. Like, I had to do one the other day where it's like, oh, go into this cave, and like, there's 2 guys might be stuck in there. I'm like, oh, okay. So went in, had to dive down through this cave. It was like if you were going caving, so like I had to go dive under a pool of water, go up,
You're
find these
going
guys, and they're like
caving.
caving, yeah. Well, like you'd go into a cave and go and explore a cave, but I had to dive down into this cave, go and find these guys, and they're like, "We're
It's called
stuck. We can't
spelunking.
get out." Spelunking, sure, or whatever. They're like, "We're stuck here. We can't
You
get
should know
out."
this. You're a fan of Spelunky.
I do like the game Spelunky. It's a good game. So they were stuck here. We can't get out. So for some reason, they were unable to swim out. They couldn't swim, so I had to go and work out how to drain the water. So I had to go out to a different room. I had to blow some stuff up, and then I was able to get the water drained. And then when that happened, all these like machines came out and started attacking me, so I had to kill them, and then do a couple other things, and then I was able to let the guys go out. But like just a little kind of side quest, kind of fun. And yeah, I've just been running around killing some of the bandit camps and stuff like that. But like Aloy is fucking made of paper. Like she dies so easily, and like I like in games when like the character has like a satisfying death. So like if in Elden Ring, for example, when you die, there's like noise, and then it comes up and it's like, "Doom, you died." And you're like, "Oh fuck, I died, bastard." Or like Tomb Raider, if you died, like Lara would scream in one of many different ways, or there'd be like a cutscene of like how she died, whatever. Cool. In this game, like it's like the ragdoll. You're just like, oh, fell over, died. Like, oh. But yeah, it's I'm enjoying it, but like I need to try to connect with the other characters in the game so that I can bring myself through it. I think because otherwise I'm not going to get on well with this game because it's not a short game. I don't think, and I think I've got 20 hours in at this point now. This is maybe 3 hours since I've come back to it. And I haven't connected with any of the characters so far. There's a guy with one arm who I can recognize because he's only got one arm. He's got like an arm chopped off, but like he's not memorable apart from that. Like I couldn't tell his name or anything else he's done. He's only got one arm. But yeah, that's going to be my big problem with this game is connecting with any of the other characters so that I can enjoy the story because the story's not great, like the world story in this one. So, whereas in the first game I thought it was great, but gameplay mechanics are fine. But I didn't play anything else. I wanted to talk
Some stuff
about
to talk about, but what?
yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, you
No,
had a question like for last week's show that you never got to ask. Do you remember what it was? Because you said to me when we played last week
oh
that
yeah, I
you were
do,
saving it.
I'm just finishing this. I've got 20 seconds left because they released the trailer for Gotham Knights, the TV show. Because you know they're doing a TV show of it, and we're getting the game this year. That looks fucking good. I think it's very up your street, mostly because it's a high school. And there's like, not that Andy's funny that way, folks. Andy just loves teenage dramas, but like this here, they've not shown us the costumes yet, and I like that. But it looks the character they've got for Jason Todd looks very much like Jason Todd from Titans. This is obviously a separate series.
Is this a cartoon?
No, it's CW live action, like Arrow style
All right.
stuff. It's separate from Arrow though. It's more like Gotham, it's standalone. So Batman's dead, and it's the TV show of it. Looking
Right,
forward
right,
to
okay.
it. So yeah, I did have a question. What was I know what the answer is, but I'm trying to think how to ask the question. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being fucking set up here.
Oh no. So you've played the God of War games, haven't you?
Yes.
So it's more of a fact. But do you
Okay.
know
This is a
you
quiz.
you're familiar with the Greek gods? Like, do you know who you know Hercules, don't you?
Yes.
Do you know who voices Hercules for God of War?
No.
So I don't think you like the show, but Kevin Sorbo from
Oh, from
Hercules,
Hercules. Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
cool thing. That's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
So I found that fact out before. That was 3 weeks ago, man. Like I forgot
So
all about that.
is he in the God of War game then?
I don't know about the new one because obviously that's Norse mythology, but the older he's in God of War,
Or what?
the old trilogy, whatever it is,
Whatever one it
three,
was, yeah.
two, one, whatever one.
That's
It
cool.
was Kevin Sorbo voiced that, and I don't know how. I think it was one of those Wikipedia rabbit holes I fell down one night, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool thing that he's played Hercules again, but for God of War. That was awesome. I used to like that
Like
show, but
I played God of War 1 HD on the Vita. I hated it.
oh, did
I
you not
never
have him on
played 2.
PS2? No.
No, never played them on PS2. I played God of War 1 on the Vita.
Hmm.
Hated it. Absolutely awful game. God of War 2 I never played. God of War 3 I played for about 5 minutes, but it was after I played and completed God of War Ascension, which I loved.
I didn't like that one.
And
I remember you liking that in the PS3. See, I've never finished
yeah,
two,
it was
never
awesome.
finished 2 or 3. I only got 3 through. Did they not give it away for Plus 1 month? I think. Yeah,
Plus, yeah, there's an
I
HD remake that's on
never
Plus.
played it. I got Ascension when it came out because I was working at Game Center at the time. Because I remember you got it and you thought it was brilliant. It was kind of like a prequel one. I didn't enjoy it as much, so I never finished it. And then I played the ones Ghost of Sparta and the other one on the PSP. Those were good. And then the new one, I'm not playing that anymore.
The new one I played and loved it, like, but it was really hard at
It's
points.
the game that made
Really
me buy a
difficult.
PlayStation 4 again, as you know. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'd sold my Pro because I was so disappointed with the Pro. Still am disappointed with the Pro compared to the One X. And I think I didn't have a PlayStation for about 6 months or something like that. And then God of War, I was like, I need to get it. And I bought one of the console bundles. And it was great, but then it came to a point where I don't think I'm the worst at games. I generally don't think I'm the worst at games. I mean, I beat Margit in Elden Ring, who was difficult when you first met him.
Hardest boss in the game.
Well, you said so, but like a lot of folk disagree. But like I beat him okay, and I wasn't struggling with Elden Ring. I just wasn't enjoying it, and like that's a harder game. Like Dark Souls, I'm progressing quite well in, which I need to get back to now. But I've got plenty of time to do it because this is the topic I want to lead into. But yeah, God of War. No, it was just a fun fact. I can't even. I had a more exciting way of wording it and a better question and stuff. But basically, Kevin Sorbo from The Adventures of Hercules played Hercules, which is a cool fun fact. So yeah, my thing to you is right. So, like for me, Jedi Survivor was like kind of the last game this year after Zelda get moved to next year, Survivors moved to next year. Like everything that I was hyped for has been bumped like to next year. Like so. I want to know your plans for what you're playing this year because, like, I'm sorry, but Modern Warfare 2 isn't going to. I'm going to get Modern Warfare 2. I know you're not a big Call of Duty fan, but I like Modern Warfare's. But that's not going to, like, do me all Christmas. Like, it's probably going to be a cheap, like, few months for me, to be honest, because at the moment, we've got nothing announced. We've got Splatoon 3 coming. Again, that's like a casual jump in and out for the next 5 years till they release Splatoon 4 game.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. We've got Gotham Knights, but I'm not being funny. Me and you're going to finish that within 2 weeks. Easily finish it within 2 weeks.
Okay.
I almost guarantee it.
When is it? When is it out?
Like October, November. October, sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah, Gotham Knights, fine. The Harry Potter game, I think that's at risk of getting bumped to next year as well.
Maybe. I'm not interested in that anyway.
You're
so.
not, but like, even including the Harry Potter and Gotham Knights, that's like 2 games. Like, because the summer's barren, you know, no one releases in the summer usually. Like, we've got quiet months, so this feels very much like another back catalogue year for me. Like, and that's why, like, I decided, you know, I'm going to pick up KOTOR because there's not an RPG. I'm not getting Xenoblade 3, even though I want it. The reason is because I never finished 2 and I've never finished 1. And 3's coming out and it ties 1 and 2 completely together because there was loose connections before, like 2 was set in the future of 1. So, what are you having a look at the schedule just now to see what you're going to...
was just looking up one game that's coming out that I want to get.
So, because Starfield was my big game for this year, that was going to be my game of the year. Starfield, as you know, and Starfield's been bumped.
He's like picking it before he's even played it. If you fucking hate it.
No, but Starfield's bumped to next year. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, sure, there's a new Pokemon game, but Pokemon can go either way for me. Like, I really loved Legends Arceus, the one that came out at the start of the year. It's definitely high up there for me. I like Lego Star Wars. I'm not a huge Lego fan, as you know. But I needed more. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad Survivor's next gen only because I think it'll benefit that game. I think what they've done is they've made the decision late in the day and they've went, we could have it out this August or we can delay it to next August and just optimize it for next gen. And I think they've chose option B. I 100% believe that.
Yeah, definitely. So as far as like my gaming plan goes, right?
Yeah.
So this year so far has not gone to plan for games at all for me. Because obviously we've had a challenge on. If you remember back to the Game of the Year show, if you've not watched it, it will still be on the feed somewhere. Ali set a challenge for us to complete 24 games for the year.
That's
no, it is doable. That's two games per month, and I was well on track in February. Well on track.
I think I'm still ahead.
And then I started playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, that set you off. But in the same regard, you could definitely finish 2 Souls games this year. Not a problem.
I could. So, Elden Ring, as I said, I played for 160 hours. So I've now completed 7 games so far for the year.
What's my count?
So
you in the chat? What's my count?
You're ahead. Like you're well above 10.
To be fair,
already.
I think some of them I've had to review.
Yeah, totally. But like you've still completed the game, so like is what it is. It's done. But yeah, I'm at 7, which would be like 3.5 months. So that's like halfway through March. So I'm a little bit behind. I need to get up to 10, really 12 by the end of June, I think. So that kind of ties into what I'm going to be playing. It probably not in June, but into more July. Your last one was 10 at Star Wars. That was your 10th game.
Lego Saga, that was last month, yeah.
Yeah, so you're like bang on
where I should be.
Yeah, you're exactly where you should be.
So I just need to finish 2 in June and I'm good for the rest. 2 a month.
Yeah, and you're good. Yeah, 2 a month. But I'm behind. I'm three games behind where I should be.
You're ahead at the same time because I haven't played much of Smash, and I think I seen you posting you're at like 120 spirits already.
Yeah.
Because the 2 options were 2 Dark Souls games or just whoever's ahead in Smash. We can do both. I'm never going to finish 2 Dark Souls games or Soulsborne games. I might finish 1. I might get back to Dark Souls and finish that, but we should definitely keep the Smash thing because I want to jump back into that soon.
Yeah, I mean, like I've just chipped away at it here or there. Like I don't find that much fun in doing that, to be honest. Though
it's not.
Like
it's more of
just
a grind because it's like you can do 2 or 3 and it's fun, but you do any more than that and you're like, this is just.
You're like, it's the same thing over and over.
The leveling up's really quite fair, so unless you go for a higher level too early, you're never going to struggle that much as long as you're playing your favourite character. You just level up your spirits, and you're going to do fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so my plan. So I'm hoping that the one thing happens, and then
I'll give you a suggestion: stay away from RPGs if you want to catch up.
Yeah, totally. And like Horizon is probably going to be the last like RPG that I play like this year. I think.
Really, I mean, in Final Fantasy, like don't go and.
Oh yeah, but I mean, this is a long game.
Oh, it's a long game. You're talking what 40-50 hours easily.
Yeah, probably 40-50 hours for me to beat it. I would imagine. At least 30. In fact, no, at least 20 more. Let's say because I'm already 20 hours deep. So at least 20 more hours into this. So my plan though is, I hope one thing happens, which is I hope the buyout happens for Activision.
Call of Duty campaigns.
Because yes, so if that happens, that opens up all the Activision games to me, and some of them are like Crash Bandicoot and shit like that. They're hard games with long campaigns that I'm not going to complete, but some of them are Call of Duty campaigns that are 4 hours long.
4 or 5 hours, yeah.
And there's lots of those that I haven't played, and those are quite fun. Like,
oh, they're good,
big bombastic, and they're not particularly hard for the most part. And there's quite a number of them that I haven't beaten. I think the only ones I've beaten is Infinite Warfare, beat that, and Modern Warfare 1
Ghosts,
and 2.
Maybe. Did you play Ghosts?
Never played it.
It was a good one.
So, like, I think Yeah, any of the other ones like are fair game to me. I did play Advanced Warfare campaign, but it glitched on me, and I could not complete it. Although they might not put that one in because of Kevin Spacey, but they might be wanting to shy away from that one a little bit.
Who knows? But
But
you can still buy it in the store today, so I don't think that will be the
well,
case.
yeah, I suppose, yeah, fair enough.
Plus Activision.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, like all those,
Probably
all those.
hired them because they like these vibes.
Oh jeez. Oh, but all those are relatively short campaigns that are very completable and would be, I think, quite a lot of fun just to blast through a bunch of Call of Duty campaigns.
Honestly, I think you'll love. I've never finished Modern Warfare 3, but I think you'll love Modern Warfare trilogy, like 1, 2, and 3, because fire it on easy and you're finishing that in 3, 4 hours. You can do 2 in
Yeah,
a
well, I
day.
mean, I've already done 1 and 2, like, so I'm not going to play those again because I've already completed them.
Fair enough.
But I can play Modern Warfare 3 and the newer Modern Warfare, the Black Ops, Cold War, that one. Like, I never completed that one.
Oh, I finished that this year. I think that was
Like,
good.
I never played that. And it sounded like you had fun with it,
Yeah.
and like, it was kind of cool. So, these are games that like, I would typically never buy, but if it's on Game Pass, then I for sure will like put a few hours into the campaign to play through it and complete it. And then the other thing that I'm 100% going to buy
Sure.
is PlayStation Plus.
Oh, the
New
rip-off
tiers.
package. I mean, sorry, the upper
So,
tier.
so for me, I don't feel it is a rip-off, right? Like, I think there's good value there to be had for me because it contains 2 games which I have interest in. I have not played that are full price games, which are Demon Souls, and Ghost of Tsushima that you've been telling me to play for ages.
Ghost of Tsushima's good, yeah.
So both of
are
those
good.
games, like after I completed Elden Ring, I was like, oh, I should get Demon Souls now.
Yeah.
Because that's what that's what everybody said online is like after you've completed this, like you should go back and play Demon Souls if it's been your first
The new
Soul
version, not
game. The new
not
version,
the
yeah,
old
100%, yeah, not the old version. And I'm like, I'll do that. But then maybe like a week later, I hadn't done it yet. Maybe like a week later, they came out and said, "Oh, this PlayStation Plus thing, Demon Souls PS5 is in it." I'm like, "Cool, I'm sold. I'm getting that instead." So I'll just wait and I'll get that. And then there's a whole shitload of other games in amongst that, and some of them I've played, some of them I haven't. So there's going to be stuff in there that I can play and complete. But those 2 games are like the main reason that I'm going to get it for Demon Souls and for Ghost of Tsushima PS5 version because I haven't touched either of those. Well, I think it's quite a lot. I think it's similarly priced to Game Pass. I'm sure it's like $12.99, $15.99 a month, something like that.
Okay, so
So like,
what's that a year?
same price as Game Pass.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What's the price for this for a year?
Well, it's that times 12.
Do it. Do the
Whatever
math.
that is.
Do the math.
Let me find out the exact actual price for it.
Yeah, that's what to do, just so we can inform the viewers, listeners.
Here we go. Right, tiers. So premium is $13.49 per month, or $39.99 for a quarter, or £100 for a year. £100 a year.
Right. £100
But that's
for the
Sony's.
year.
That's Sony's price, right? Which I think that's actually cheaper than Game Pass.
Game Pass is a tenner a month. Game Pass Ultimate, sorry.
Well, I mean, Game Pass Ultimate is not $10 a month.
It is.
Not if you buy it monthly. How much is it if you buy a year of Game Pass Ultimate?
I don't know. I've stacked mine. So anyway, right. So you're buying this for 2 games, right? So this is full price. Never mind your staff discount. For Demon Souls and Ghost of Tsushima, you can get both for £55, and then trade them back in and make some money back. So if you're only buying it for those 2 games, that's silly. I've just looked up your website.
No, I'm gonna buy both.
£25 for Ghost and £30 for Demon Souls, and you.
But in any case, like
15%
if I
off
buy
that.
it 3 monthly or if I buy it yearly, it's cheaper.
So it's for 2 games though. You specifically said 2 games.
Oh,
55.
like for initially, yeah, but I will play the other games as well.
55 minus £8.25. Let's see how much money you're wasting. Equals, so you would spend £46.75, Andy, and then you can trade them back in and get value that way, for both those games.
So for a 12-month Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription from CD Keys, which generally is cheaper, it's $99.99. So it's the exact same price as Game Pass.
Yeah, I thought it was about the same price. It's about a tenner a month is right then for Game Pass Ultimate, Andy, because it's 120 if you buy it that way.
Oh yeah, if you're paying it,
Yeah.
that
So
way,
I
sure.
was right, saying £10 a month. But yeah, so just for further clarification, you could spend £46 and get both those games, and then you could get vouchers back for both of them. you can get £30 back off that, just trade them for a voucher. So you're only really spending £16.75 if you really truly wanted to save money and not waste your money. But I'm glad that you're excited about getting emulated games that are running at less than 60 hertz.
I mean, I will probably only
play. If you want to check it out, watch the Digital Foundry review, who completely
I
slated every part of emulation.
And like, I will probably only play the PS1 games as like a curio, like to maybe get a couple of PS1 trophies. Like, there's nothing really on PS1 that they're putting on this that I'm interested in actually
Dino Crisis
playing.
is a good game, but it's fun. I love that game, right? But I wouldn't go back and play it now. It's like Resident Evil 1. Why the fuck would I want to go back? It's too dated.
Like, yeah, like a curio. Like, I've never played Dino Crisis. I'll load it up to try it.
It's a good game,
but I won't complete it.
No.
Like, I might play it for 10 minutes.
I really wish they would take Dino Crisis and revamp it with the new Resident Evil 2 engine. Like, that would be...
just make a new Dino Crisis game.
No, just redo the first one because it's been long enough. There's people like you that never played it.
Totally.
Just remake it because they remade the first Resident Evil and even that feels dated now, that version compared to Resi 2. So 100%, like, remake it in the new engine. I just don't have the value in PlayStation Plus at the moment.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff coming to this as well, though. Like, those two games are like the headline ones for me, but there's so much good stuff in it, and like, if you're in any way like looking to just save money on buying like and on getting like relatively newish games,
then get Game Pass.
There's tons in you.
Get Game Pass.
No, but say if you didn't, like, I honestly think if you've got both consoles, get both these services.
I disagree.
100%.
I disagree. I think get Game Pass. If you've got a PlayStation and you've got Game Pass, then you only need to buy the exclusives. And as I've pointed out, if you frequent Andy's place of work, you'll save money and give Andy his bonus. So visit Andy's shop. But no, like, I can, if you like it, you like it. That's absolutely fantastic. But see, outside of PlayStation Plus, are you disappointed with the amount of games that have just been kind of like, nope, next year, nope, next year? That's 3 big games this year from Jedi Survival. I'm 100% sure Jedi Survival's been moved to be next gen. Fine. Starfield's been moved. Redfall I wasn't interested in, but it's been moved. And so has Zelda. Like, those were the big games for me this year.
Starfield, I'm disappointed is not coming out this year. Zelda, like, cool, it's fine. Like, I don't mind it. Yeah. Well, no, I know, but I don't mind it coming out next year.
Yeah. Get it ready.
Yeah. Like, and Starfield, I don't think it matters. Like, whenever that comes out, it's gonna have a bunch of fucking glitches in it because it's a Bethesda game.
100%.
It always does. And the glitches are fun in those games, so like, fine. But yeah, I mean, again, if it's if it's gonna launch broken, don't launch it. Just put it back. Fine. But I was looking forward to it.
In my opinion, all of this is because of Cyberpunk, and it's good and bad in a way. It's good because games are going to be developed, and we're not going to get hundreds of content cut out of it, and like games releasing broken. But at the same time, it's like meaning that developers are still pressurized to announce games, but then say it's 5 years away. We have to get your shareholders excited.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Starfield is getting delayed, to be honest, because they announced the release date quite a long time ago.
Yeah,
like that was like last year. I think they announced the release date, wasn't it?
When they announced they were buying, they announced the date for it as a sort of it's coming now.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was. I don't think it was as long ago as that, but like whenever they put the release date on it, it was quite a long time before release, like at least a year before release.
Oh, easily,
maybe. Yeah, I think it was last summer. But I mean, that's like, all right, cool, awesome, like can't wait to play it. And now it's like, actually, we're not going to be able to do that. Push it back.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, so for me, like, I'm not interested in PlayStation Plus. Like, I buy all the PlayStation first party games I want to play as they come out. That's why I've got a PlayStation. If I didn't, then why would I have a PlayStation as well? And I'm not waiting. If it was day one, it'd be different. But I don't think PlayStation's ever going to do that.
So, I've got a game for you that you're going to like. That's coming out in 10 days' time. 10 days' time. Right. So you play. You're going to like this game, yes. I predict you will buy it and you will like it. And I predict I will buy it and I will also like it. So you played a little game on the PlayStation 4 called Until Dawn, yes?
Oh, I do want this game, yes. I love Until Dawn. Phenomenal. The only disappointment is that there was a hot tub scene. Yes, what's this called? The Quarry. The Quarry.
Quarry.
Yeah,
yes, the Quarry. Now, the difference with this one, because they've obviously the Supermassive Games have put out some games after after Until Dawn, they put out those Man of Medan.
Yeah, but it wasn't like Until Dawn. It didn't look
Dark, what's it called? The Dark Pictures Anthology. But those were all like small little adventures, and they weren't. They were all different. Like Man of Medan is okay, and then I didn't like House of Ashes, and I didn't like whatever the other one was. Didn't like them. Because the settings were not good. This one has gone back to like a more kind of modern setting, and it seems to be like teens and stuff in it again. This one is being billed as a spiritual successor to Until Dawn. It's not that spiritual successor.
Because PlayStation owned Until Dawn.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like all in for this. It's called The Quarry. It comes out on the 10th of June.
Oh, I didn't realise it was so soon.
Yeah, 10 days time. Like they only announced this like a month or two ago. Yeah, so like 10th of June it comes out. It's not an episodical game. It's just like game's out. That's it.
The last one was really good. It was like playing a movie, like playing a slasher movie, and had some weird bits in it with the totems and stuff. But I played through this with Tasha, and she liked it. She even liked watching it because it was the graphics were so spot on.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And this, like from watching the trailer of The Quarry, it looks really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I honestly thought that was going to be like an October Halloween game. Like I seen the trailer, and went, yeah, that'll be good. And you're like 10 days. Yeah, you're 100% right. Fair enough. Yeah.
10 days time. So
that's it. I'll be finished that in a week or two. Like that's not.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a long game, but it'll be fun. It'll be something to go like, cool. There's a fun game. I enjoyed that. Right, next.
You're right. Yeah, but it's a shame because like Splatoon 3 is going to come out. I'll play it, but the campaigns in Splatoon, they're not great. Like I bought the campaign for the last game, the Squid DLC, whatever it was. It was just Splatoon, but single player, and half the fun in Splatoon's like splitting people and roll it. Like I just like rolling.
Yeah.
Like, you were right when you first told me about Splatoon when you had it in the Wii U, and you said you just rolled everyone because remember you had the Wii U after I'd get rid of mine at that point, and I was like, rolling can't be fun because I never got Splatoon 1 when it first came out, and then Splatoon 2 came out day one. I've pre-ordered Splatoon 3 digital day one. It's not a question for me to get rid of that. It's never left my console. I play it every now and then. I love that game. All they need is a better. As long as in game, I don't care about chat. I realise that's gone, but see if as long as I can invite Andy without it being random, whether we're actually going to be able to play together or because sometimes you'd be in a different game and sometimes we'd be in opposite teams and it's like why can't I just like team up with my pals and play it? Like they need to fix that. But either way, Splatoon 3 is going to be great. So another question for you: do you think Nintendo used this opportunity to fill out some of the gaps? Like, do you think we're going to see Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, which is an easy port for them that's been rumoured for ages? Do you think we're going to see Metroid Prime HD? Because I know the other two consoles will be fine, like with our streaming services and whatnot. But for Nintendo, like after Splatoon 3, they definitely moved forward Xenoblade because of Zelda. They've cleared Christmas, so Nintendo don't have a Christmas game, man. They've got Pokemon, but that's not Nintendo's, it's Game Freak's. Nintendo don't have a Mario. They don't have Mario Kart 9. They don't have...
Well, they've got all that Mario Kart DLC, so they don't need Mario Kart.
That doesn't count as a Christmas game. Nintendo...
No, but they don't need 9. They can do Mario Kart 8 complete. Yeah. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe complete.
It's not coming this year because the DLC won't be finished this year. But they need a game for Christmas. So can you see that? I can't see Mario Odyssey 2 being that ready in advance. I can't see it being ready. But could you see them releasing the Prime trilogy that's been rumoured?
So they've got their game sorted for this year for like the kids, the mass market. Is the Mario Rabbids game that's coming out this year?
That doesn't count as a big game, and it's an Ubisoft game. I'm talking about.
We don't care about it, right? I think you might see Bayonetta 3 this year.
Again, it's not a Nintendo game. It's Sega.
Oh no, but it's exclusive. So
no, but what I'm saying is. Even if it does come out, Nintendo don't have their big game yet. We haven't heard what the big game is.
You could see Zelda, like those two games, the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I could see a bundle of them too, because I don't think it would take much to get them ported over because they were on Wii U. So fucking pop them over. Like everything else that's on the Wii U is on the Switch. Just move them over as well. They seem to be able to do it quite well. So shove that over. Fine.
What about Metroid though?
Metroid.
Because remember what happened last year before? Metroid Dread, it's a new game. Oh, great, when's it out? In a month.
Yeah, like, I don't know about Metroid. Metroid Prime. Not
Prime
sure.
Prime 4 was still higher than a month ago. Like.
Oh, yeah, but like it could be for anything, who knows. That's not... Prime 4's not coming out this year, there's no way.
No, but could you see the HD trilogy? Because that's been talked. Or somebody recently said it's not the trilogy. It's
talking about it for years.
Somebody said it's a remake of Prime 1. I
Maybe.
think it was Jeff Grubb. like Prime 1 basically made in the Metroid 4 engine. It would make sense. But then people are going to be like, right, where's the other two? We're going to need them all.
Yeah. But I mean, they could put them out like over time. Maybe would I buy Metroid Prime 1 like remade in a new engine? Probably not.
Played it, but I've never finished it, so I would be day one. But
yeah,
I mean, like, what is the big Christmas game this year? What is it? You could
for
say,
Nintendo.
You could say Call
They've
of Duty.
they've already released it, mate. Sorted out.
What?
Switch Sports. Sorted out. That's a big game. It's going to be bundled in every single.
Yeah, with Switches at Christmas. Yeah, absolutely will. But
Yep.
no, but I mean, like, never mind Nintendo. Look at them all. Like, what's the big Christmas one? There's no Halo. There's no Gear 6. There's no whatever PlayStation does. Last of Us. There's nothing. There's no Spider-Man.
PlayStation has God of War this year.
Oh, is that this year?
Yeah, it's this year. Because it was supposed to be last year, remember, and it got delayed out to this year. Same with Horizon. They both got pushed to this year. Well, yeah, but they got pushed like from. I mean, they're not Zelda. Like Zelda's different. Zelda can be pushed and pushed for however long it needs to be.
Yeah,
these games are like these games have to come out within a certain time because they don't have the Nintendo goodwill of like, okay, like just put it out whenever it's good to go.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Zelda, it's fine.
Yeah, Nintendo aren't releasing Zelda before it's ready, especially not a sequel to Breath of the Wild.
No.
Because I think they're very ambitious with this game, with the sky and the underworld and the main world. But I don't know. I just think it's an empty year. I just think for me, it's back catalogue season up till Gotham Knights. Like, I really don't have much for the next 2 months to play that's new. I really don't have anything because the quality.
Again, yeah, this is why I'm getting the PlayStation Plus thing, because that gives me a bunch of new games that I've never played before, and some of them that are completely new to me and like still relatively expensive. So.
I'd say we've got 5 barren months up until like Call of Duty season starts and all the games come out, like Gotham Knights.
Yeah, even Game Pass, like right, so they put Sniper Elite 5 on it, right, which is a big game day one.
It's a big game. It's not AAA.
Like, do you have an interest in that? No.
I've reviewed a couple for the show.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, it's got one trick. It's like, it's fine. But we tried, was it Sniper Elite 4? And it was awful. It crashed on us and stuff like that. Like,
you sent me a picture of something earlier. Yeah. Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, so, the new games. Yeah, to be fair, like 60 FPS Assassin's Creed Origins, and I am excited to play it, because it will look a lot better, because I tried to do it because I wanted to do the DLC, and I ended up going back to after I finished Valhalla, I went back and I ended up playing Odyssey, and like Odyssey's just it's the worst. It's too big, and like Origins, I actually like the character, I like the world, and I'm like, that DLC looks pretty cool because I got that in a cheap sale with all the DLC, so I'm like 60 FPS, put it on, it wasn't. Now that they're doing this, I think it's next week or this week or whatever, I'm excited for it. For the other one, what was it, For Honor? That game was trash. I can't believe that's still going.
Yeah, so these are games, just to clarify, these are games that are coming to Game Pass.
I thought Ali sent
Ali sent these to me earlier, like as a picture. So you've got Assassin's Creed Origins, which is getting a 60 frames per second patch.
If you haven't played it, it's good. Play it.
It's brilliant. It's the best of the 3 new games.
Absolutely.
I think.
Easily.
It's got the best characters, it's got the best setting, and it's got the most fun gameplay, I think, because this is where they went away from the action style and RPG, which like they've gone way deeper into RPG now in Valhalla and Odyssey, and I agree. And Origins was kind of there, like on the cusp of it. So play this one; it's fucking excellent. For Honor, it's a garbage game. I played it before. I hate it.
Oh, it wasn't great. No,
I absolutely hate it. Chorus. This is a game that I played.
I was interested in that.
It looks cool. It's a spaceship game, so just depends if you're interested in playing in a spaceship. It looks nice though. Like really looks nice. It's not that fun.
I'll try it.
It seems more fun than it is because it looks so cool. But like I don't know, like the gameplay. Yeah, the game, like it looks amazing. Desk Room, I don't know what that is.
Never heard of it.
Nope. Looks like if I had to guess based on the picture, it's a 2D indie platformer like Super Meat Boy. So like a hard game would be my guess.
Where's Cloudberry Kingdom? Just port Cloudberry Kingdom over. I want to go back to that.
Game was class, man. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
I am interested in trying this, right? I really want to give it a go because I remember enjoying it. I had it on the PS2. Was it? Is this a PS2 game?
I think
Is
it
it a
was on
PS2?
PS2, and it was definitely on original Xbox.
Original Xbox, it might have been.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, but I thought it was good. It was difficult. It was hard as balls.
I wonder what's in this Master Collection then.
1, 2, and 3. It got released recently.
Oh, okay. Like last year came out. Didn't even know. Like Ninja Gaiden isn't not.
I'm going to give
Not
it
for
a
me.
go. It's kind of
It's
like
got
hard Devil May Cry.
it's got Ninja Gaiden Sigma from 2007, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 from 2009, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge from 2012.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go.
I think these games are supposed to be hard games, are they not?
Yeah, like they're the Demon Souls of slashers.
So what did these original release on? Were these not PS3 then? If it was 2007,
360 PS3.
yeah, it must have been, yeah. Because I'm thinking of like the older ones. If it's the original
On the
Xbox.
Well, the older Ninja Gaiden was on like NES and Master System. It was like Shinobi.
Yeah, and they had ones on Xbox and that as well. Ninja Gaiden Black, maybe I'm thinking of.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not big into series, but see when I seen this coming out, I went, I'm quite interested. I think I'd seen it advertised in the Switch store, so I'll play that one.
And then the other one is Space Lines from the Far Out.
No,
Which looks like some other indie game where you're going about in a flying school bus. Like,
so that's not very good month for games.
it's not. No.
Well, to be fair, if you haven't played Origins and you're into Ninja Gaiden, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But I've played Origins, and I'm not sure how Ninja Gaiden will be for me. So, Game Pass is kind of quiet. But again, like you've pointed out, the Activision stuff's going to release. They're going to start because they'll have the Spyro games, the Crash games. I want to play Crash 4 because I never got around to playing that. I want to try it at least. Yeah. Call of Duties, there's a few of those that I've never finished, so we could always co-op them. I've never played through. I wanted to play through Black Ops 1, 2, and 3, and I've never played through the campaign of those. Because I really like Black Ops 4 with you. It was the one where we had to figure out. It was still my favourite. I still love that Battle Royale map. I still know where we would land. It would be on that house on the bridge. I know exactly where I would go. And like we had so much fun piecing it together. And like I liked the Black Ops Cold War one, the new one. It was quite good. And I'm like, do you know what? I would like to know more of the story because it all ties in. Like even Black Ops 4 was like Mason and the numbers and stuff. It's all to do with like mind control, kind of Winter Soldier-esque kind of story. So I'm into that. But yeah, it's just a desolate few months, and it feels that I don't have much to look forward to gaming wise, personally this year. So like that's why I've pulled KOTOR out of like the very back catalogue because it's a game I've always started and went I'll get to it, and then this is the first time when I'm like I need to see how long this game actually is because it's an RPG, and see when it said 20 hours maximum, I'm like, yeah, 20 hours isn't bad. But I might have to get some help and pointers on that because I just don't have a clue where I'm going.
Yeah, that's where that PlayStation Plus stuff is going to come in for me because that's going to fill the gap.
I don't know how long that'll do you, man. Like it's 5 months. Come on.
The Quarry is a full price game, so it is.
Oh, okay. I don't know if
I'll
pay full price. That's like, I'll need to see. I am really interested, but at full price, I'm a wee bit like. I know that game's going to be done in like 3-4 good nights.
So on PlayStation 4 on Amazon, right? I'm just looking just now. Sure. PlayStation 4 on Amazon, $44.99, right? But it's reduced from $59.99 just now, right?
Is that with a free upgrade or no?
On Play, I would expect not because on PS5 it's $64.99.
I ain't paying that. No offense to the game, it looks good. I ain't paying $64.99. That means it's a $70 game. That's an exclusive game price. No way. It should be. If it's cross-gen, it should be $50. Nothing more.
Is it on Xbox?
I think so. Yeah. I think the reason it's not Until Dawn 2 is because it's multi-format.
Okay. It's on Xbox One, and it is $44.99. Don't see an Xbox Series version.
You don't need it because it will play the best version.
Well, no, but this is not a smart delivery game.
Okay,
this is
so
just
at game version. Series X version's £50 for the Quarry.
Okay.
And it's £50 in PS5.
Okay, so Amazon's just bumping everybody for whatever reason.
Yeah, get it. Although no, $44.99 for the Quarry on Xbox. Well, it's Xbox One. You're right.
Yeah.
Series X.
Yeah, so the Xbox One, that price actually will probably come down. The PS5 version on
Smith's
Amazon will
Toys
probably
is
come.
£50. I'm not
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
one
yeah.
then at that price. I'm honestly not, because I know how long this game's going to be. I can't be
I'll
day
buy
one.
it. I'll probably buy. I don't know about day one, but like I'll probably buy it within the week, within the
Yeah, but
first week of
you've
it.
got an advantage of getting a discount on it and then being able to return it once you've finished it. I don't have that
Yeah,
ability.
and this game is very completable within 2 weeks, I would bet.
Oh, easily, if not a week.
So,
If you spend a good week on it, you'll finish it.
yeah.
So yes, I'm not sure what I'm going to be. In fact, it's probably a good time that I started the Old Republic last week, because an MMO is a time waster, because I was worried, and then I've just got Obi-Wan and Fortnite with his although it makes sense why he's got a knife now, because he's a sushi butcher or whatever it is he's doing is his job now. But I just can't believe they never give him a lightsaber. It would make so much sense. Difference doesn't make.
They obviously have rules with lightsabers, I think, in that game,
Maybe.
where they can only be used as like special items, because they did have lightsabers, or they might even
Yeah,
still be in it. They did
no,
have lightsabers.
they were in it.
Yeah.
But the only problem, in fact, I'm going to need to knuckle down in Fortnite next month, because Darth Vader's looking like he's going to be the level 100 season pass.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to be done with Fortnite after this one, because not Darth Vader after the current one that's about to finish. Because but I've not played it as much, and I'm not enjoying it that much. It's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, but that's the same as most multiplayer games. It's why I don't like multiplayer games as much as, like, I don't understand how people can play the same game over and over and over and over and over. Like, I like my sports games enough, right? My basketball, I like my NHL, and see these guys that just buy FIFA and play it every night of the year. And like to me, I need more variety and I need more spice to life than just the one thing. Or like the guys that download Warzone and they've never really played another game since. It's like, how
Yeah,
can you,
yeah.
like, why just try Final Fantasy, try anything else, try Demon Souls, try Elden Ring, just try something new. Like, I can't do that. Like, and I get that's some folk what they enjoy doing. Like, some folk will call themselves a gamer and all they play is FIFA and Call of Duty. We've spoken about them before, but it's like, try an Assassin's Creed, throw The Witcher in there, like, mix it up a bit. Like, The Witcher 3 is finally getting its update for you, Andy. Was that, it got dated, I believe.
What? Oh, holy shit, breaking news. I did not know this.
No,
Tell me.
breaking news. This was a few. I put it in the chat. I put it in
Oh,
the
I did not
news.
see this.
42 news.
When's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out?
Where's 42 news?
Is it this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I did buy the PS5 version, the PS4 version, because it's a free upgrade.
It was before the Assassin's Creed news. Oh, that Switch sales is quite cool. Where is it?
I mean, I could just Google it.
Yeah, you could Google it. I can't find it now. So while Andy's Googling it, I'll read some other news. There was a cool announcement that original PlayStation and PSP generation games who've bought them digital will not need to make a separate purchase or sign up to PlayStation Plus to play these titles. So it's kind of giving me access to my back catalogue, this PlayStation Plus news that Andy talked about. So if I bought a load of PlayStation 1 and PSP games digital, as you know, Andy, so I could get access to them as well. Take-Two has praised FIFA. I meant to talk about that. So we spoke about it the last time.
Okay.
Pez aren't going to buy FIFA, right? Because we obviously spoke in the last show that FIFA's left EA. And my suggestion was 2K buys it, Take-Two. And the first thing that happened the week after, if you remember, was Take-Two praised FIFA splitting the brand. And then EA basically burned all ties by saying that we don't need them, we don't do this. And then FIFA came out and said, yeah, whatever brand buys the FIFA name will be the one true FIFA game. And it's like, no, FIFA's still going to be EA Sports Club Football, whatever it is, because that's the engine. It's just you just a license.
EA is deluded though with that, because see whatever game says FIFA on it, that's the game people will buy.
I 100% agree, but see what FIFA said is wrong, because FIFA aren't the game developers. If people like the gameplay of FIFA, there'll be people like you that like PES. They'll go to
see FIFA. They couldn't give a fuck. They know that if they've got the FIFA name, people will buy it. They don't give a fuck what the game's like.
Again, what I'll say is 2K has to buy it. It makes sense.
I think that does make complete sense. Yeah, they should buy it.
DICE have removed the 128 player mode in Battlefield 2042, basically admitting that they can't fix it. They can't fix that game.
I don't know what I think the issue is with that. Not enough people to play.
They should put it in Game Pass.
Put it in Game Pass, yeah. I mean, it's probably not far off of going into Game Pass from EA Access, like, at all.
I would try it again if it went there, but from what I played, it didn't look good. It overpromised, basically. It said it was going to be for the fans of 4 and 3, and it was going to do this, and I played it, I'm like, this is bollocks. Like, I've spent 5 minutes and I can't find another player.
It's broken as well. There was too many glitches and shit like that in it, which, for a game like that, you can't have that many glitches in it.
Here's some crazy news about the Switch. The Switch is now outsold the 3DS in Japan. Why is that crazy, you ask? Well, here's the chart, Sandy. We have got the PlayStation 1 at 10 million. We've got the Wii at 12 million. The Game Boy Advance at 15 million. Super Famicom or SNES at 17 million. We have got the Famicom itself, which was the NES, at 19. The PSP at 19.6. The PlayStation 2, which was huge seller, as you know, 21. We've got the Nintendo 3DS at 24 million. And then we've got the Nintendo Switch at 24.7 million. That's insane. And the only two above it are the original Game Boy at 32.4 and the Nintendo DS at 32.8. The Switch is going to outsell all those.
So the Switch has outsold the PS4 in Japan? Is that right?
The original PlayStation and the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2.
Oh, okay, weird.
Yeah, the PlayStation 3 sold 10 million. PlayStation 1
Where was PS4 in that list then?
It wasn't on this list.
Oh, okay. Surely it's sold more than that in Japan.
8, 9, This is just the top 10. Top 10.
What's the bottom one in the top 10? How many is it sold?
Game Boy Advance at 15.5 million. And then below that...
surely PS4 sold more than that.
It hasn't, because these are the charts. But like below that is the Wii at 12.7 million. And then the PS3...
PS4 worldwide is sold 116 million, right?
Worldwide.
Surely some more than 10 million of that's in Japan, or more than 15 million. I'm calling bullshit on this chart. Where did you get this chart from?
The internet. Came from...
How many is the PS4 sold in Japan?
Let me see. Oh, I'm in the wrong chat.
I don't see how it can have sold less than
it's
like
on
15 million.
See the Nintendo Life article? It's on there.
Well,
It's reported by the Game Data Library on Twitter. That's who reported it. The Game Data Library. The article is right here, Andy, that you can see whether you want to believe it or not. There's the link there, and you can see it's the Game Data Library, which I imagine are the official collectors of data. There's the link on your phone.
There's just no data for it.
There is.
For the PS4.
There is, but it's not in that.
Oh no, here it is. Here it is. 9 million. Is that all? Found it. 9 million. Fucking hell. How is that possible?
The PlayStation 3 sold 10 million.
That's crazy. I find that very difficult to believe.
Well,
how?
You just have to accept it, because that's the figures.
Oh no, I get that, but like, wow, that's quite surprising to me. 9 million. How many people live?
Nintendo's bigger than PlayStation in Japan. That's why.
How many people live in Japan though? Sony's a Japanese company. What the fuck?
So doesn't make them better than Nintendo to them. Nintendo's a Japanese company.
Population of Japan 125 million, and only 9 million of these people bought a PS4.
Yeah.
What the weird.
That's the Sony pony. You're not accepting details.
I know what it is. I know why it is.
Nintendo is because of handheld.
No, it's not because of that. It's because
look at the top sellers. You've got DS, Game Boy, Switch,
I get that.
PSP. PSP's higher than.
I mean, yeah, no. It's the culture. Like they tend to favor handheld, right? Fair enough. But Japan got pissed off by Sony with the PS4 because they put it out later in Japan than they did in the West. So it came out in Europe and America first.
So it still wouldn't have sold more than any of the.
That never happened before. They always put it out in Japan first or at the same time.
Yeah, but it would have still needed to have sold double to even beat the PlayStation Portable
Yeah, totally. But that's bizarre. Like, that's a very strange figure. I did not know that. Holy fuck, my mind is blown by this.
I need
Crazy.
a drink after the show. But anyway, my
I know.
prediction is the DS being at 32.8 and the Game Boy at 32.4. The Nintendo Switch in its lifetime sales will top both those. I
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
guarantee, because what they'll do is they'll do an iteration, and I'm not going to get into Switch Pro. They'll do an iteration that keeps the Switch alive so that the figures can still get added on, just so they can say the Switch is the best selling console of all time in Japan. They will.
Fucking Saturn sold 5.6, 5.8 million, and PlayStation 4 only sold 9 million. That's insane. Oh
Xbox
my
got a
god.
lot of customers off them during that generation, by the way. They did, even though they don't like American companies.
How much did the Vita sell? Because
I'm surprised the Vita's not on that list, to be fair.
20 million. How much? Well, I've got the figures here. So where's Vita? Vita 5.8 million. What?
Although that is more than the worldwide
Crazy.
total for the Wii U, Andy.
Yeah.
The Wii U, what was it sold? It sold 14 million units.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Vita 5.8 million, Saturn 5.8 million, PS4 9 million. Yeah. That buckles my mind, considering how
Does it though?
big
Because
PS4 is here. It does.
But it's Japan, and Nintendo's bigger there. Nintendo's always been bigger. That's why Nintendo will never die. Like, that's why they laugh when people talk about buying them. It's like, no.
How many series sold? See, the series consoles so far have sold 200,000.
They don't like Xbox over there at all.
And over its lifetime, the Xbox 360 sold 1.6 million.
That's not bad, because they don't like American products.
Xbox One sold 140,000 in its lifetime. Wow.
Xbox One wasn't the best system. Well, the One X improved it, but it was too little too late.
Wow. That's mad. So Xbox Series, the Series consoles have outsold the Xbox One already in Japan.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Original Xbox sold 400,000.
Yeah.
Wild.
Anyway, we're going to finish up.
Yeah, I'm broken, mate. I'm sorry.
Because the PS4 figures.
Yeah, I can't believe that. That's insane.
I love the fact that you were totally doubting my figures, and I'm like, where did you get them? And I was like, the article, the game data collection people. Yeah, crazy. So there was a couple more news things, and then we'll get finished up. State of Plays in 2 days' time on Thursday, so we might have more to talk about next week.
PlayStation VR focused though, VR2.
We won't have that much to talk about then.
I am interested in talking about the price and the release date. I mean that's gonna be this year. The VR2.
Just Digital Foundry saying that the PlayStation classic games aren't good enough. Covered KOTOR 2 already. Sega's announcing a new project next week on Friday, but I doubt it'll be.
Rumors are a mini console.
What are they going to do? Like, if they do a Master System, I'll buy it if it's got Sonic in it.
Mini Saturn.
They won't do that. It won't sell enough.
Mini Dreamcast.
They won't, because they can't. They can't. Honestly.
Imagine what if it's a mini Dreamcast that's just a controller? That'd be cool.
It won't be though. So the French government has banned English gaming terms like streaming and esports for some reason. Vive la France.
Governments are fucking weird. They don't understand.
They said they're anglicised terms. And it's like
they don't governments don't understand how the internet works. All of the people are old fuckers. They don't understand how it works. Even we probably don't understand how a lot of the shit works. Like, go and ask fucking Boris Johnson what is an NFT, and he'll be like, he's not gonna have a clue. And we can only barely understand what it is.
Yeah. So, did you look up the Witcher 3 date or?
Oh, I did. Yeah. So Witcher, they don't have a date.
I'm sure it said this year.
It says it's planned to release. The Witcher they tweeted it's planned to release Q4 2022. Q4.
How should it get a date?
Q4? But it's Q4. It's fucking.
It's Q4, so it's next year.
It's October. Oh, I mean, yeah, it could even get delayed. But that's October.
Because this is meant to have the Netflix DLC, so they're gonna have to wait for.
They're
gonna have to wait for season 3 so that it makes sense having Netflix DLC in it. I'm at the
It's
point.
fine.
I'm at the point now where I'll just go back and finish the last DLC because I don't give a shit about waiting for this now at
Yeah.
this point. Because I was going to originally do both DLCs. It was that long ago. That was about 2 years ago that they said this was happening. I was like, I'll hold off, and I waited a year and I played one. I went, this is too good.
I mean, yeah, I bought it at least a year ago at this point, like because
Yeah.
the Switch version was too bad graphics for me to play, so I'll play it when it
Which I
comes
did
out.
too. Yeah.
And I will be starting the game from scratch, and I will, if there's a Henry Cavill skin, I will play as that.
See, I'll tell you this. See if the graphics in it are that much better. I will do a fresh play. 100%. It's my favourite game of all time at the moment. So.
Would you go back to Cyberpunk?
No, never. I tried. I went back when the patches finally got out, and I went, this is the same. So I've no interest. I was in the middle of a mission, and I went, I don't even know what the story is anymore. Go in this, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, like I was thinking about it because I was listening to VGP, Video Game Purists, and Fred and Trees were talking about it because they've both just started it, and they seem to be enjoying it. So
It's not changed. It's the same shit. In fact, I seen more problems in it when they released the next gen patch than didn't have that many issues before. I know you had the one with the bike with Jackie, and like I've played this. I've played all I want to in Cyberpunk because Jackie's the best character. And spoilers, but he dies in like the first 2 hours. So I don't want it. I don't want to live in Cyberpunk without Jackie. So no, I'm not playing it. I've lived my saga in Cyberpunk. The biggest problem was I played it in 1X and I didn't see too many issues, and I thought I'll hold off for next gen. I waited that long that I've lost interest now. And when I fired it back up, I went, this doesn't look next gen. No interest. So no. But The Witcher 3 is a different situation.
Go back and play it. Maybe we'll see.
The Witcher, but then again, we'll see how bad we've got. Fucking nearly 6 months of no games now. Like nothing really.
The back catalogue is going to be explode, and any games that I've already started that I did like a little bit that I could finish and contribute to my list.
Exactly. Like I'll probably finish off Ghost of Tsushima, because I should have finished that off by now anyway. It's a really good game. I should probably go and finish fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and KOTOR I'm currently on at the moment. And then Dark Souls.
How many hours into Odyssey are you?
Oh, 20, 30?
Okay, you've got like 100 to go.
No, maybe not 100 because I didn't take as long as you in Valhalla. But like, I mean, I'll just literally main quest that. I did see when I went back to it the other week. Remember I showed you the armor and you're like, that armor's horrible. It was the golden assassin's armor. I did finish the quest for the big tribal woman. It's like, give me money or you can't progress the main story.
Oh, the pirate lady. Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, go and find quest. Where's the quest? Oh, miles away that way. Okay, so I just went and robbed people and done I just grinded it to fuck because I was like, I ain't going miles away.
My favourite quest in that game was the Minotaur quest. I think that was fun.
I haven't got to it, but I mean, I'll finish.
I think it's called Minotaur Island. Like when you get there,
I know where that is. I haven't been though, but like, no, I'm just literally going to polish up games like my game to play after finish the show. I really should finish Kirby as well. I know that's not going to take long.
Oh, that'll be a short game, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be like what 10, 50, like Mario Odyssey length, I reckon.
10, 15 minutes maybe.
10, 15 minutes now. But yeah, you should go and finish some stuff as well. Like you should make a sturdy plan of finishing games.
I will. It's called PlayStation Plus Premium.
No, because I guarantee you're going to be bored of that within 3 weeks.
And it's called me having to buy a new hard drive to fill these games on.
You know, I can see your game time and stuff. Yeah, so I know how long you've spent in these Nintendo classics that you said would be worth it. You know that I can see how long you've ran that for.
How long have I ran it for?
Not even an hour combined. So. Because I was on Switch the other day and I went, right, I'm going to check Andy's history on stuff. And there's some games like Animal Crossing, I think's your top. And then it was like way down the bottom, like Nintendo 64 online, like Sega Master System online, like 2 minutes or something. I'm like, he justifies these to me in a show. So it's going to be the same with the PlayStation. Once I know what he's got.
Well, there's the Mario Kart DLC in there now. And the Splatoon 2 DLC. Splatoon 2 DLC is there too.
I've already bought that. But like, have you played either of these? Like Mario Kart DLC is really good.
I played one race of Mario Kart DLC.
It's good. It's a time waste though, but like it's really good. I've not. Did I 3-star them when it? I think I'd done it all on the first day. Remember we talked about it at the show that week.
Yeah.
I think I played it and I was like, shit, I better get some work done. So I no longer take my Switch up to Mom's because of that. But yeah, I'm playing through that. I'm going to get back into Kirby. I really want to knock it down and just finish KOTOR. It's one that I need to knock out because 2 weeks time, 3 weeks time, we've got KOTOR 2, and it's not exactly like a 50, 60 or to 100-hour DLC that's going to sicken me of the genre. This is a 20-hour game, and it's Star Wars, and I need to get them finished. So that's my plan, is getting them done. Because I pre-ordered it. It was like, what, $12.99, $13.99? It's not a bad price for the game, considering it's a remaster, and it's coming with the DLC. But apart from that, big game-wise, I've got my reviews coming up. I've got to play the rollerblading game, but like I've got I'll probably have some games in that I'm not.
You should review the Quarry. Review the Quarry.
I don't know if it's on the list. The way it works is, sorry, behind the scenes. I'll tell Andy off the show.
Yeah.
So
it's NDA.
It's not NDA, I just don't want to explain it. Sure. But thank you very much if you made it this far. Give us a like, subscribe, share, all these things. We'll be back next Tuesday. Andy will be talking all the VRs, and I'll be talking about Star Wars KOTOR, I guess, unless I find something else to distract me. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. We appreciate you all, and we will see you next time. Bye.